Don't you just love it when these people are coming to your games? This person thinks that the guys in Baldur's Gate 3 are flirting with you a bit more than they should. I've played Baldur's Gate 3 as a male and female, and I have never experienced the companions being overly flirty. And this is even before they patched the bug that allegedly made them horny. I did get hit on by that Cthulhu-looking guy, but loads of spoilers on that one, so I'm not gonna elaborate. Another user said that there's no problem with that, as long as you can tell them no. I agree, and I have said no to my romance with Cthulhu. My characters are only in the mood for the sexy half-elf next door, and that's not a spoiler. You're being an idiot. This is part of the problem. Okay, how is that idiotic? The person elaborated that it's actually funny the guys are hitting on them because the character is lesbian and she has slept with loads of female characters while having juicy lesbian sex with them. Based, if you ask me. You're an absolute degenerate. You should be on the woke side. They have what you want. What? No, they don't have what I want. I want girl-on-girl action, not busybodies complaining about sexism and misogyny. Then again, I wouldn't want to be near your homophobic ass either because you're not gonna let me enjoy my boy-on-boy action by calling them woke and degenerate. Nice to know that it's the anti-woke people's turn to become the fun police. These people are not gamers. They are activists for the anti-woke side. I don't care which side of the political spectrum you're on, whether you're woke or not woke. If you're not letting me see my girl-on-girl or boy-on-boy action because your politics don't align with it, please never enter this medium again. That's just a little slice of this new wave of right-wing, anti-woke, anti-LGBT, and anti-porn traditional conservatives trying to insert their political values in gaming. Except a lot of people online thinks that just because these people are anti-woke, that means that they're pro-gamers and that they're there to make gaming great again. No, they're not. They're there to shove their politics down your throat. Except the politics are on a different side this time. They are activists, not gamers. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was banned in Saudi Arabia for having LGBT content. The LGBT content is not the issue for me, but what is an issue is that it cannot be skipped. That is not respectful to player choice, and I'm not a fan of that, or at least assuming that it's true. I played the first game, great game, and you can skip a lot of stuff, so I don't see any reason why they want to change that. I bring this up because I want to highlight the difference between a gamer and an activist. I'm a gamer, and I am bothered by one thing out of this news. I cannot skip the cutscenes. It doesn't matter what the cutscenes are. It can be a cutscene of 2B and 9S making out. It's still necessary to give the players the ability to skip them. This person, on the other hand, has issues with the anti-natural LGBT relationship. Nice to know that you're a homophobe, but I have no interest in your anti-LGBT views. The same way I have no interest in pro-LGBT views. I just want to play my games and not hear activists talking about how they can make society better by either removing the gays or having more gays. Either way, you're not making my games better for me, you're making games better for you. Activists are not gamers. They're not there to make the gaming hobby better. They are there to make people agree with their ideology. But they claim that they're making gaming better. They're making gaming great again. Don't be fooled. They are not. I don't care what the ideology is. It can be left-wing or right-wing. I don't want to hear it. What I do want to hear is you as a gamer and how you can contribute to the betterment of games, not the betterment of society based on your politics. Your politics are not making gaming better, and your activism isn't making gaming better. Here's another proof of activism, telling gamers what to buy or not to buy based on personal politics rather than the quality of the game. We haven't seen a lot of gameplay of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or Civilization 7, but you ask gamers not to buy them because they have politics you don't agree with. I thought this is about video games, but no, this is about politics. This is about people being woke. These people don't care about gameplay. They just care about politics. That's an activist, not a gamer. Oh, sorry. With KCD2, there's a draconian code of conduct in the Steam forums that do not tolerate discrimination, hate speech, and harmful ideologies. Yeah, I wonder why this forum would hate someone who say, oh, I don't know, LGBT people are not natural? LGBT lifestyle destroys the social fabric? I hope LGBT people find Christ? What the hell does that even mean? Some of you might say based, or he's got a point, or that dude's spitting facts. You're missing the point. It's not whether he's right or wrong about the issue is the fact that those issues are brought up to begin with when we're talking about gaming, video games, not politics. He's asking you to fight his crusade. He's asking you to be an activist for his cause, and he's using gaming as a platform for his cause. If you want to be a culture warrior fighting against the woke crowds, go right ahead, but stop calling yourself a gamer when you're making judgments based on your own politics with little information about the actual game itself. You're not a gamer. You're an anti-woke activist fighting against the woke game industry. I'm a gamer fighting against the garbage game industry. We are not the same. Don't worry, the activism isn't just limited to anti-woke, anti-LGBT agendas. The next one is anti-DEI. For the record, I am also not a fan of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. But the issue with DEI is hiring minorities over competent workers to create a more inclusive environment. Not hiring minorities, period. Did people just miss the second part of this issue? This person was called out by this guy for being a minority, I guess. That's pretty much the only reason that I see. He cited DEI, but I don't see any evidence that this person is incompetent with their job. He's worked in The Witcher and Cyberpunk. How is that a sign of incompetence? Yes, Cyberpunk was terrible at launch, but I don't think this guy is entirely at fault for that. And even if that's the case, the game got better. Way better even. The community note said the DEI is supposed to foster an environment where all feel welcomed. Yeah, that's what DEI is on paper. In reality, it's about prioritizing the minority status over actual merit. In some cases, it's not just minority, but also political opinions even. But a lot of people just focus on the minority status, or that they are illiberal as evidence for DEI. So far, I don't see any evidence to suggest that they are incompetent, only that they have pronouns and pride flags in the bio. Congrats! You proved the person is a minority and a liberal. Where's the part where they are incompetent? Or are you just attacking people because they have politics you don't agree with? Yes, I've seen people with pronouns in the bio being idiots, but you need to prove the idiocy first before you point out they have pronouns in the bio. Saying good luck to former colleagues is not idiotic. That's just being nice. How dare he, right? I'm not a fan of anti-woke people just going open season against any minority they see. DEI includes LGBTQ. No, minorities include LGBTQ. DEI is them being a minority and them being incompetent. Congrats for proving that they're minorities and or liberals, but I don't see any evidence to suggest that they are incompetent and bad at their job. Woke games are bad. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is Game of the Year. Cope and Sieve. Actually, I might as well include every game that just so happens to have minorities. That seems to be these people's metric of woke. Oh no, not you. Go away. Gaming studios should completely remove woke practices. What do you mean by woke practices? Hiring liberals and minorities? Being a liberal doesn't mean they're woke, and being a minority doesn't mean they're a DEI hire. It seems like so many people cannot tell the difference. DEI practices are polluting the gaming industry. I agree, but your examples are trash. And even so, I really don't care if you hire more minorities to make your work environment more inclusive and welcoming. I care that you make good games. The games that they're making, Dawnwalker, are not even out yet, and you prejudge the game being crap because the guys working on them are liberal minorities. Personally, I'm not the type of person that points fingers at DEI, wokeness, liberalism, or especially minorities for games failing. I point out the terrible qualities of the game itself. I don't care how you develop the product, I don't care who develops the product, I just want the product to be good. Plain and simple. Here's another form of moral panic that does not improve the products, but it does get more activists into hobbies. We have anti-degeneracy, anti-sexual, anti-porn agenda from self-proclaimed Christians. For the record, the problem is not the Christianity. I don't care what religion you have. Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, Jewish, it doesn't matter. The problem is the moral panic against sexual content from video games that people love. Get the perverts out of gaming and just give us good games. Well, TFD is a debatably good game. Some enjoyed it, some didn't. I really like the character designs, but I'm rather so-so on the gameplay. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Regardless, your specific issue is not about gameplay or character design. It's about perversion, and I don't understand why it's an issue. The people who want to sexualize video games are all pervs. Yeah? So what? People are horny all the time, especially towards fictional characters. They're cringe, but they are harmless. I'm personally a lot more concerned over the real-life perverts, the kind that harasses people and breaks laws. All female characters are meant to be soft porn. First off, they're fictional characters. They are not real. We can do whatever we want with them. Second, there are thousands of games out there that are not like that. Play something different. It's one thing to make pretty pixels easy, but clearly some of this is aimed at sexual stimulation. So? I don't get it. If it's aimed at sexual stimulation, what's the problem? These are just people enjoying something you don't. I don't see a problem with that other than you not enjoying it. Complaining about perversion or degeneracy will always end with censorship. Society has gotten so disgusting that you're likely to get shamed for calling out degeneracy than for actively promoting degeneracy. Yeah, no surprise people don't like moral guardians getting outraged at things that people love and calling them sinful or degenerate. If something is created with the intent to elicit lust, that is perversion! Nice of you to know what perversion is, but I don't see what's the problem with perversion towards fictional characters. No real-life individuals are being harassed. That's where the actual degeneracy comes in. I also don't want to see you parade your perversion everywhere. And by parade your perversion, you mean horny posting in social media. This video is what triggered this whole thing. You want people to stop posting videos like this? Because that's a really tall order, and that's not gonna happen. If you're going to be a pervert, at least stay in the closet with it. So, you're asking people who post lewd content to not post them publicly, and only post them in the closet, as in privately. You do realize that you're just telling people to censor themselves, right? People have the freedom to post whatever they want, the same way you have the freedom to post whatever you want. The difference is, I don't ask you to stop posting or only post them in private. I actually encourage you to keep posting more takes like this. People like myself are going to openly complain when we see perversion thrown in our faces. You're not the only one who see posts we don't want to see. That happens all the time in social media. And yes, I do complain about them all the time. The difference is, I don't tell those people to stay in the closet. I don't tell people to stop parading their bad takes. I encourage those people to freely speak their minds and post whatever horny content posts they like. Now hold on a second. To all the perverts and degenerates out there, can't we at least have a middle ground? The gaming culture war has more options than woketivist proselytism versus Korean Coomer bait. The fact that you describe the games as Korean Coomer bait already shows where you stand on this issue. That's not even remotely accurate to what the whole game is. Also, describing things as Coomer or Gooner is a dead giveaway for someone who is anti-porn. We can, in fact, insist on good games that are not spiritually caustic or degenerate. Except they're not asking for good games. They're just calling the games degenerate. That's not criticism. The First Descendant can be horny, but degenerate is not the word that I would use to describe it. My standard of degenerate is the kind of perversion that harms real people and will get you arrested for doing it. No credible person would shoot the Christian messenger for pointing out this self-evident fact. Being a Christian has nothing to do with it. You can be part of any religion. I will still call you out for calling things degenerate when they are not. Yes, there are more games between the woke trash like Dragon Age Vilgard and fan service heavy games like Dead or Alive Extreme, but it's not about the middle ground games. These people don't want middle ground games. They are activists and they want to push their agenda using gaming as their platform. I don't want them around, thank you very much. Here's another take about finding a middle ground. Can we cut it down with the wokeness? Can we tone it down with the outright smut? Hold on. This right here is not outright smut. This is fan service. So even on the first sentence, you didn't accurately describe what caused this whole hoopla to begin with. Also, tone it down? That's one way to ask for censorship. OMG, he's censoring porn games, those Christian bastards! Being a Christian has nothing to do with it. Being a moral guardian has everything to do with it. And yes, you are advocating for censorship. You literally said tone it down. Do I need to say more? People who were looking into fairly normal games in the middle ground got a little exhausted with the suggestive content borderline of softcore porn. There are way more games in the middle ground than the games on the two sides of the extreme of woke games and fan service games. You people are just too lazy to find it. Maybe because you're not really a gamer. You're just an activist. Unless you like the next Mech Warrior or Battlefield to include characters wearing thongs with jiggle physics. Why not? That sounds fun! Be honest, do you? Because I'm not so sure you don't. Bro, I am totally honest when I say that I do want characters wearing thongs with jiggle physics. And yes, I'm talking about the guys wearing them. And I'm referring to the rockets jiggling. That sounds hilarious! The guy shows this diagram showing the based middle ground compared to the woke and the porn addict. There's so much stuff that I think is fundamentally wrong, so I'll just make a quick modification on this one. Here's my stance for the woke, my stance for base, and my stance for gooner. Hopefully, that cleared things up for you. Don't worry, the war's stake from this new wave of moral panic doesn't stop. What if I tell you that the satanic panic doesn't exist? Yes, these people actually claim that. No, you idiot, it's real. There are many people who say that Pokemon or D&D or any entertainment media are satanic and sinful. They are not actually satanic and sinful, but the moral guardians of the time claim they are. To deny this is absolute insanity. I don't get why you have to deny the religious moral panic and say that it's a psyop forwarded by the corrupt mainstream media. It happened. Why deny it? According to this dude, the satanic panic is never a thing. And yet the same dude also said that people should stop being satanic in entertainment, like D&D and rock and roll or something. All these things are real. A lot of people have personally experienced it from their religious parents or relatives. There are footages of those religious people making moral outrages on those media. But don't worry guys, they're not real. They're just a psyop left-wing conspiracy. I'm telling you guys, it's just another wave of activism, except this time, it's on the other side. These people are not gamers or people that enjoy media. They are activists. They don't want to make games good for gamers. They want to have more people to align with their politics, and they're using entertainment as a platform for their ideology. Meet the new moral panic. Same as the old moral panic. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end, here's a cat. And also, huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You are all fantastic. If you want to see your name among these legends, then check out the links below, just $1. And you have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show stream channel, link below. Go subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.